Hello everyone, this is Sharat Kumar from Cytron Technologies. I hope you all doing well. Here is a quick prerequisites video that you need to fulfill before you joining MLOps Masterclass. It might take an average of less than 15 minutes to fulfill this prerequisites. Okay, so what are these prerequisites? Let's get started. So anyway, this is an MLOps Masterclass where we're going to use AWS as an environment here. So you need to have your own AWS account to get started with this Masterclass. So you need to create your own AWS account. So by just going to this particular URL, that is aws.amazon.com, which will look something like this. Just go to this particular URL and you can able to create your AWS account. So AWS offers 1 year free trial. So where you can able to use AWS completely for free within that free trial for next 1 year. So my suggestion would be, even though if you have your existing AWS account, I would suggest you to create another AWS account so you get 1 year free trial once again. So you get the resources, maybe especially the compute resources that we want to use in this particular masterclass again for free. Okay, so go ahead and get started and create this AWS account. Just going to this URL, just simply click on create an AWS account. Just follow the instructions on the screen so you can able to create AWS account completely from scratch. And again, most importantly, so here you will be entering the informations like, let's say, your name, your address, other informations, and it will also ask you to enter a PAN card, something like that, income documents, I mean the tax documents. So you can able to avoid that. So PAN card is not necessary. And so all these cloud platforms, it may be AWS, Azure, GCP, what are the cloud platforms that we work. So all these cloud platforms are paid services, but they provide a free trial access for you where you can able to explore these cloud platforms for free for a couple of months, maybe years, for example. So it is mandate you need to add your debit card or a credit card. Even if you have a debit card, go with a debit card itself. So that's perfectly fine. So AWS is going to charge you ₹2 just to verify your card. Then they will be reimbursing you that within 4 to 24 hours. So you don't have to worry about that. So make sure you have either a Visa or a MasterCard. Those are the only two type of a cards what AWS accepts right now. Okay, so that's it. So this is your first step. Make sure you have create your own AWS accounts. Okay, so once after creating an AWS account, so what else that we need to do? So the step number 2, log into your AWS account, again going to AWS by using aws.amazon.com. So once you log in, okay, so then now we're going to create some few tickets in AWS to request for few resources for us to use. Even though the resources that we're going to use in this masterclass, which covers under a free trial limit, sometimes for few participants it might not work. So it might throw an error saying that, okay, resource limit extension error. So you don't have an access to those resources. So follow these instructions that I'm going to show you in this screen just to get this access to the resources. So AWS might take 24 to 48 hours to process this request. You can able to track that, the status of that particular ticket in your email itself. So yeah, that's it. So let's get started. How do we create this ticket? Okay, you can able to see once you log in to your AWS account, your console will look something like this. Towards top right corner, if you check my cursor, you can able to see there is something called support. Make sure you click on a support. Before you selecting a support, so make sure you select your region as North Virginia. Okay, so here you can able to select your region as North Virginia. Okay, so make sure you select your region as North Virginia. Yep, so it will refresh your screen. So once you select North Virginia, make sure you go to this question mark, go to the support center. Okay, so here we're going to create a couple of tickets which we're going to request an AWS to provide an access to the resources. But even though we have an access to these resources, for a safer side, we are just going to create these tickets. Okay, so once you come to this particular page, you should be able to see it will be asking you to create a case. I mean, in case if your screen is different, but you should be able to see a console which says create a case. Okay, so once you hit create a case, you might be redirected to a similar page like mine. So you can able to see that we have a couple of options here, 2 radio buttons which says account and billing, then we have technical, but you should able to see this hyperlink on the top right corner which says looking for service limit increase. Yes, yeah, just click on that hyperlink saying that looking for service limit increase. So then you will be redirected to a screen which will look like this now. Okay, so now make sure you have a middle card that the service limit increase has been selected and just follow the instructions that I'm going to mention right now. So for here in a drop down for a limit type, you can just search for SageMaker, SageMaker. So once you select SageMaker, you can able to find something called SageMaker training jobs. Okay, you can see for me it's last one, that is SageMaker training jobs. So once you select SageMaker training jobs, you should be able to see that the request option will be popped up below. So here, just make sure you select the region as North Virginia, the same location that we have picked, that is US East North Virginia. Okay. So then for the resource type, so here we're going to select SageMaker Training. So once you select SageMaker Training, for the limit, this is where you need to search for something called m5.xlarge. You should be able to find something called ml.m5.xlarge. Okay, this is the one that we are interested in. So make sure you select ml.m5.xlarge. So for the limit, you can just tell 20. Okay, that's fine. That's not a biggest problem. So once you mention, let's say, the resource type ml.m5.xlarge. So here in the case description, so we can able to add, let's say, the reason why we need this case. So let me just mention what you can able to mention it here. Okay. So now in this description, you can just simply mention saying that, okay, so I'm just getting started. Okay, we are getting started with Amazon SageMaker, but we need access to these resources. So something like this, you can just mention any story that you would like to mention. Yeah, so I can able to mention that. So need access to this resources. Okay, that's it. So a simple reason, you can just type anything that you like. So I just say, okay, need access to these resources. Please provide me access as soon as possible. We are exploring SageMaker for MLOps use cases. That's it. That's it. So here you can just select web. So when you select web, okay, so it will, the peoples from the technical support peoples from AWS, they might okay, check your case and they will provide an access to that maybe in 20 to 48 hours as I mentioned. Otherwise, if you want to make it quick, you can just select chat and you can hit submit. A chat window will open. You can just ask them, okay, provide an access to this ml.m5.xlarge. That will be another option. So maybe you can just go with a web. That will definitely work. So here you can able to mention your email address if you want. I mean, if you want an email to be sent to you, just I can say like, okay, I will just mention my email address. So I can able to track, let's say, the details, the status of this case through my email itself. Okay, I can simply say submit. So this is our first case that we are creating. Okay, so once you create this case, you'll be redirected to this particular screen, and that's it. So now you can able to use this breadcrumbs on the top, which says, okay, your support cases. I will just click on your support cases, and again, you can able to click on this orange color button saying that create case. Okay. So once you click create case, again you'll be redirected to this console. Again we're going to create another case. You can just click on this hyperlink again, let's saying that looking for service limit increase. Yes, just click on that, and service limit increase would be selected by default. So now again for a limit type, so we're going to select SageMaker. So SageMaker, but this time, so we're going to select something called processing jobs, SageMaker processing jobs. Okay. Same process again. So once you select SageMaker processing job, the request console will open. So here again, you make sure you select North Virginia, that is US East North Virginia. So once you select North Virginia, again for a limit, we're going to select that is ml.m5.xlarge. So here you can simply type ml.m5.xlarge. That's it. So you should be able to see that will pop up here. And for the limit, you can just simply 20. That's okay. Doesn't matter. So now here again, you can able to provide the same reason. Okay, please provide me access to these resources. That's it. a reason which helps, let's say, the technical support peoples in AWS to understand for what purpose that you want to use these resources. That's it. If this is done, again, you can select web. You can mention your email address. That's it. I will hit submit. Okay. So this is going to be our second case. Okay. That's it. And again, you can able to use this breadcrumbs, your support cases, and again, you'll be redirected back to the list of cases that you have. I have a lot of cases. You don't want to worry, but you will be having just 2. So again, you can click on this orange color button, which says, yeah, so create cases. Again, you'll be redirected to this page. Here again, you click on this hyperlink, says that looking for service limit increase. Yes. And here, this time, so for the limit type, so we're going to search for SageMaker again. Okay, so this time we're going to select the SageMaker endpoint. You can able to find something called SageMaker endpoints. Yeah, here we go. Here. So once you select SageMaker endpoints, again, so now what we can able to do, yep, you can able to see now the request 1 will pop up. So once you select SageMaker endpoint in a request 1, again, make sure you select your region, that is North Virginia. Yes, here we go. US is North Virginia for resource type. So here we need to select SageMaker hosting. Okay, here you need to select SageMaker hosting. For limit, you can able to search for ml.m5 large this time. Okay, so you need to search for ml.m5 large, not x large, just large. Okay, so once you select ml.m5.large, here you can just say 20. That's it. And again, we have a request 1. We're going to add another request. So that is add another request. So you can able to click on this button which says add another request. Your request 2 will be added now. So this time again, you're going to select the region, that is US East North Virginia. For the resource type, SageMaker hosting. For the limit, this time you need to search for ml.t2 medium. You can able to find this option, ml.t2.medium. That's it. For the limit, you can just say 20. Okay, so here in this case, we're going to make 2 requests. Request 1, ml.m5.xlarge. For the request 2, ml.t2.medium. That's it. And yeah, just give it a description. So again, I'm going to say, okay, that's it. So just a simple description will work. So we don't want to just provide a complex description, just a simple message, what we are saying to AWS technical support, so what we are using these resources for. That's it. So again, here I can say web. I can just mention my email address. I will just say submit. That's it. These are the prerequisites that you need to fulfill before you joining a session. I mean, so we have access to these resources, and definitely we're going to talk about what is this resources, what we are trying to do later. So these are the compute resources that we need in order to get started with the session. So ml.t2.medium or ml.m5.xlarge or maybe large, those resources we have an access already as part of a free trial, but for some reason it fails for few participants in case if your account is older account. So that's why I suggest you to create a new AWS account and yeah, just create the support cases. It will just take 15 minutes to fulfill this, and make sure you track your emails for the next 24 to 48 hours. So AWS might replay saying that, okay, we have provided access to the resources. That's it. So please make sure you fulfill this access to these resources, and yeah, let's get started with our session on upcoming weekend. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me. I will be your mentor. Okay, that's it. Saying that, and have fun. Just fulfill these prerequisites. Hope we will meet in a masterclass.